British designers have been creating costumes for the silver screen since the first flicker of motion media in the 1920s. In this exclusive showcase, we go behind the scenes to get a private viewing with some of Britain's most famous costume designers and fashion experts in the industry.
I'm Sandy Powell and I'm a costume designer for films.
I'm Anna Robbins. The work you would probably know me best for is my costume design on Downton Abbey.
My name is Sophie Canali and I'm the costume designer for Bridgerton Season 2.
I'm Jeremy Angel. We supply costumes to film, TV and theatre, and we were founded in 1840.
I'm Samantha Pattinson. Our mission statement is really to embed sustainability in the design world through action and dialogue.
From Cecil Beaton and John Mollo to Jenny Bevan and Sandy Powell, numerous British creatives have created award-winning designs for the big screen. Hi Sandy, thank you so much for joining us. It's such a privilege to have you with us today. You've had ongoing collaborations with directors and filmmakers like Martin Scorsese and Todd Haynes. How important is collaboration to bringing a creative vision to life?
Collaboration is paramount. I mean, it's what you do. I mean, that's the whole purpose of working in film is to collaborate and work with other people. I'm fortunate enough to have worked on so many sort of wildly different subjects and periods that all of the costumes are different to me and they all have different meanings, and some of them have sentimental meanings, some of them bring back happy memories. So I have favourites for different, I mean, I might like something, for instance, I might like Daniel Day-Lewis in Gangs of New York because that reminds me of a fantastic time I had. That was my first film with Martin Scorsese.
We've captured the beautiful autograph suit that you got signed at a number of different red carpet events. It's a really iconic piece of history, I think. Can you tell us a little bit more about how that came about?
Well, the suit came about as a way of raising money, to help raise money to purchase Prospect Cottage, which was the house owned by Derek Jarman. That suit actually started life as a toile, which is a pattern for a suit I wore the year previously to the Academy Awards. Men wear the same thing every time, I'm going to wear the same thing every time. And then had the idea that it was a blank canvas, I could get signatures on it for fun. And then I was like, oh no, hang on, signatures on the suit. If I can actually really do it, then we can sell it, it'll be worth some money. And that's how it happened. And it kind of like snowballed, it just got bigger and bigger and bigger. I strive to be original. I don't see the point in doing anything unless you're attempting to do something that hasn't been seen before, which I know is pretty much impossible, but unless you have that in the back of your mind, you probably are going to end up just churning out the same things.
So, Anna, you've, as you've said, worked on Downton Abbey since the 5th series and on both the feature films. What have been some of the highlights on working on such a quintessentially British period drama?
I mean, it's been a real privilege to be part of such a cultural phenomenon. I think Britain's famed for its period dramas and Downton's really up there as one of the best. I really like to use original pieces where I can, so it's about treasure hunting and finding pieces that can be used or restored and used. This is an original dress that was just perfect for Cora, and it was in pretty good condition for it being 100 years old, but the chiffon is starting to perish and some of the beadwork had come away, so it spent a long time being restored. It's a really electric moment when you've got a costume absolutely perfect in the setting for that part in the story. I think there's characters I've loved designing, so bringing Rosalind to life in Wild Rose was just a really fun, exciting process. I mean, I love the opportunity to go home and work, and it was a fantastic film to be shot in Glasgow. And it was amazing because we were finding these lovely parallels between Nashville and Glasgow and working that into these looks for Rosalind. And I love country music, so it was like the perfect combination.
Well, I'm very excited to be here with Sophie Canali, the designer for the costumes on Bridgerton Series 2. Sophie, how do you use costume design to bring to life a period fantasy for a Regency period setting in a modern world?
I think with taking on the concept of Bridgerton, you know, it's period cuts and contemporary fabric. We're making roughly 160 costumes every 6 weeks. So it's a military operation. We had 120 in-house crew. So there's 3 jewellers, 3 milliners, a dye department. So it's really kind of pushing and bringing everyone together to create each individual costume.
Why did you opt to bring colour and texture to a production set in the Regency period when so many others before you have chosen to go with traditional white muslin?
I think, it was Ellen Moroznik's project. I think her and Shondaland had this concept of bringing a new audience to period drama. And for me, as a designer, fabric is really important. It's my first stage of how I start. We've got amazing suppliers in the UK, which was fantastic. Also, lots of French mills. A lot of our laces come from France, Italy. And then, we use Etsy a lot as well. It's just like searching for small companies in Latvia, trying to source from all over the world, really, our fabrics. So just to be able to accomplish so many dresses.
Well, hi Jeremy, thank you so much for inviting us
Thank you for coming.
your lovely warehouse.
We understand it. When designers come here, they work with us differently. So someone could be in here and they could find everything, but someone might be in here for weeks and they might only find 1 or 2 items, but they're exactly what they want. And it's such a resource to allow them to mix vintage with recreation and everything like that. This is the replica of the coronation dress. It's stunning. It's one of my favourite pieces that we have. And it was made originally for Harrods for their window display, and we had to make it all internally because they had very strict sort of provisions for what being made. Everything had to be ethically sourced and everything like that. So the easiest way for us to do that was to do it all in-house. And then the crown came along and Claire Foy fit into that, and that was the coronation dress for the crown. The business has always been run by my family, so there's always people who've seen people growing up in the business. There are people who've been here for 30, 40, 50 years. They're part of our family. We want the people who are different. We want the people who look at things differently. You can't make a production like Sex Education or Bridgerton and not realise how important the costumes are going to be. So we've got a phenomenal team of makers. If you don't have costume, you've just got naked people on camera, and if you've just got naked people on camera, it's much harder to tell your story.
Unless it's the Emperor's New Clothes.
Unless it's the Emperor's New Clothes.
Hi Samantha, thank you so much for joining me. So can you tell me a little bit more about what RCGD Global does to make sustainable fashion happen on the red carpet?
We started as a design competition that wanted to give designers all around the world the opportunity to create something sustainable for the red carpet. The lessons that we can showcase on the red carpet can be translated across to every area of the fashion industry. We work with NGOs and charities that are campaigning actively for the workers' rights, garment workers' rights. We talk about slow fashion, artisan culture, and the importance of honouring those contributions to the fashion industry. We talk about representation and equity on that carpet as well. Michael Badger was based in Atlanta, Georgia, design student from Savannah College of Art and Design. And then we have Vivienne Westwood, or Dame Vivienne Westwood, who's this kind of British cult icon when it comes to the design world, but also just a pioneer of conversations about sustainability, Climate Revolution in 2013. So bringing together this established designer from Britain and then this emerging designer from the US to collaborate on a single piece. And it was beautiful. It was made with it was dyed with goldenrod and chamomile, natural dyes, putting a spotlight on the relationship between textiles in the industry, textile water pollution of textiles, and the natural solutions and the more kind of eco-friendly solutions we can have. And it made kind of best dress lists. So it was just such a great kind of landmark for us to show that sustainable design can be beautiful, sexy, educational, and it can provide solutions.
It's constantly surprises. That's the beauty of the industry, and that's why I like it, because every script's different. You don't know who's coming into your fitting room next. It's ever changing, and and you have to be built for that and enjoy that, because no day is the same and no job is the same.
I feel so privileged to be a part of such an incredible, dynamic, forward-thinking industry, and I love what I do.
I think it's our duty. Anybody who's been doing their craft for a long time, it's your duty to pass it on. And I think it's very important to be working with young people and to be inspiring and giving them hope, really.